The increasing digitalization of business operations has transformed the audit profession, making automated tools and techniques, ATTs, an integral component of modern audit methodology. International standards on auditing recognize that auditors may employ technology to enhance the efficiency and effectiveness of risk assessment, evidence gathering, analytical procedures, and substantive testing. Automated tools enable auditors to analyze entire populations of transactions rather than relying solely on traditional sampling techniques, thereby improving audit quality and reducing detection risk. As organizations increasingly utilize enterprise resource planning, ERP systems, cloud computing, artificial intelligence, and big data technologies, auditors must develop technological competence to evaluate electronic evidence and apply digital audit techniques appropriately. Consequently, the effective use of automated tools has become an essential professional skill for auditors operating within increasingly complex information systems. Automated tools and techniques encompass a wide range of technologies designed to support audit procedures and enhance evidence collection. These include computer-assisted audit techniques, CATs, generalized audit software, test data, data extraction tools, visualization software, robotic process automation, and advanced data analytics applications. Such technologies enable auditors to process large volumes of electronic information rapidly, identify unusual transactions, perform recalculations, evaluate trends, and detect anomalies that may indicate fraud or material misstatement. Rather than replacing professional judgment, automated tools complement traditional audit procedures by increasing the depth and breadth of audit testing while allowing auditors to focus on areas of greatest risk and complexity. One of the most widely used automated techniques is audit software, which allows auditors to interrogate accounting databases independently of the client's accounting system. Generalized audit software can extract transaction data, perform mathematical recalculations, identify duplicate payments, detect unusual journal entries, analyze receivable aging, compare inventory records, and identify transactions exceeding predetermined thresholds. Auditors may also use software to recalculate depreciation, payroll costs, tax computations, or interest charges, thereby verifying mathematical accuracy across entire populations rather than selected samples. The ability to perform comprehensive testing significantly improves audit coverage and provides more persuasive evidence than limited manual sampling procedures. Another important automated technique involves the use of test data, whereby auditors input fictitious transactions into the client's computerized accounting system to evaluate whether programmed application controls operate effectively. Test data may include invalid customer numbers, unauthorized supplier codes, duplicate invoice numbers, incorrect pricing information, or transactions exceeding authorization limits. The auditor then evaluates whether the system correctly accepts valid transactions and rejects invalid entries in accordance with programmed controls. Test data therefore provides direct evidence regarding the effectiveness of automated application controls relating to input validation, authorization procedures, processing accuracy, and system security. However, auditors must ensure that test transactions do not contaminate live accounting records and are removed appropriately after testing. Modern auditing increasingly incorporates data analytics tools, which enable auditors to identify patterns, relationships, trends, and anomalies within large datasets. Data analytics extends beyond traditional analytical procedures by examining complete transaction populations rather than summarized financial information alone. Auditors may analyze sales trends by customer or product, identify unusual journal postings made outside normal business hours, detect duplicate supplier payments, evaluate inventory movements, monitor changes in employee payroll records, or identify unusual transactions occurring immediately before or after year-end. Visualization software can present complex financial information graphically, enabling auditors to identify outliers and unusual relationships that may otherwise remain undetected. Such techniques strengthen risk assessment procedures and support more targeted substantive testing. Practical applications of automated tools are evident throughout the audit engagement. During planning, data analytics may identify unusual fluctuations in profitability, liquidity, or transaction volumes requiring further investigation. During tests of controls, audit software may verify segregation of duties within information systems, identify unauthorized system access, or evaluate compliance with approval hierarchies. During substantive testing, auditors may analyze 100% of journal entries to identify unusual postings, compare supplier master files with employee records to detect fictitious suppliers, or identify dormant customer accounts suddenly generating significant sales. In inventory audits, automated tools may detect slow-moving stock through turnover analysis, while payroll analytics may identify duplicate employee records or unusual overtime payments. These examples illustrate how technology enhances audit effectiveness by enabling comprehensive testing across large transaction populations. The use of automated tools provides numerous benefits for audit engagements. Technology enables analysis of entire populations rather than small samples, thereby reducing sampling risk and increasing audit assurance. Automated procedures improve efficiency by processing large datasets rapidly and consistently while reducing manual calculation errors. Enhanced data visualization supports improved risk identification and fraud detection through recognition of unusual trends and relationships that may not be apparent through conventional audit techniques. Automated tools also strengthen audit documentation by creating reproducible audit trails and facilitating electronic working paper management. Furthermore, continuous auditing techniques allow organizations to monitor transactions in near real time, improving governance and enabling earlier identification of internal control weaknesses or fraudulent activities. Despite these advantages, the use of automated tools also presents significant challenges. Effective implementation requires auditors to possess appropriate technological expertise, specialized training, and understanding of complex information systems. Initial investment costs for software acquisition, licensing, and staff development may be substantial, particularly for smaller audit firms. Data quality issues, incomplete datasets, incompatible information systems, cybersecurity risks, and restricted client access may limit the effectiveness of automated procedures. In addition, automated tools may generate false positive results requiring extensive investigation or fail to identify qualitative issues requiring professional judgment. Consequently, auditors should not rely exclusively on technology but should integrate automated procedures with traditional substantive testing and professional skepticism. Another important challenge concerns data security and confidentiality. Audit firms frequently obtain access to highly sensitive financial and personal information during data extraction and analysis. Robust cybersecurity measures, encryption protocols, secure storage systems, and restricted access controls are therefore essential to protect client confidentiality and comply with legal and ethical obligations. Auditors must also evaluate the reliability and completeness of electronic data before relying upon automated analyses, ensuring that extracted information accurately represents the underlying accounting records and has not been manipulated or corrupted. Ultimately, automated tools and techniques have become indispensable components of contemporary auditing by improving efficiency, expanding audit coverage, strengthening fraud detection, and enhancing evidence quality. However, technology cannot replace the auditor's professional judgment, ethical responsibility, or professional skepticism. The most effective audit engagements combine advanced technological capabilities with experienced professional evaluation, enabling auditors to obtain sufficient appropriate audit evidence while responding effectively to the increasingly digital and data-driven business environment.